Bringing you the very latest from here at home and across the world. This is Primetime News, live from the Newsfirst Centre in Colombo. A very good evening. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Sharon Silva. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
The headlines on News First at 9.
Mangala Samaravira arrested and released on bail. Ranil Wickremesinghe, Karu Jayasuriya and Sajid Premadasu hold talks on the leadership of the UMP. Commonwealth rally heads to Matale from Dambulla today. Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decides to reduce policy rates.
News First at 9. On to your stories in detail. Now, 3 persons, including MP Mangala Samaravira and the UNP organizer of the Devinuwara electorate, H.R. Wimalasiri, have been arrested in connection with the recent attack in Matara on a procession, calling on Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down from the UNP leadership.
Now, the suspects were placed under arrest after they turned themselves over to the police this morning through a lawyer.
The suspects were later produced before the Matara Magistrates Court and released on strict bail instructions.
In your developing story tonight, the party leadership and all factions have agreed to a proposal submitted by the United Bhikkhu Front that Ranil Wickremesinghe should step down from the United National Party leadership.
A round of talks was held in Colombo this morning between monks from the United Bhikkhu Front and MPs Karu Jayasuriya and Sajid Premadasa. Following the talks, Venerable Ulapane Sumangala Thera and MP Sajid Premadasa expressed these views to the media.
The
stance of the United Bhikkhu Front is that there should be a change in leadership and the powers must be vested with the Supreme Council. We announced this decision and voiced our views during a meeting held with the deputy leaders. We asked that the leader be informed during the meeting that is to take place this evening. Karu Jayasuriya and I unanimously accepted the recommendations and advice given by the respectful Mahasangha. We hope to present these recommendations at the meeting that is to be held this evening with Ranil Wickremesinghe. Thereafter, talks were held between monks from the United Bhikkhu Front and the UMP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe in Colombo this evening. He came here and agreed to the requests that were put forward by the United Bhikkhu Front with regard to the future work of our party. He promised us that as per the requests made by the Mahasangha, all future reorganizational work of the United National Party will be done with the approval of the Mahasangha. At discussions held with Ranil Wickremesinghe this evening, he promised the monks of the United Bhikkhu Front that he will step down from the position of leader, remain within the senior leadership and provide the powers of the leader to the Leadership Council chaired by Karu Jayasuriya.
In other local stories, UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe and parliamentarians Karu Jayasuriya and Sajid Premadasa engaged in discussions this evening.
Now, a ritual pleading the gods to remove Ranil Wickremesinghe from the leadership of the United National Party took place in Bingiriya today.
The ritual took place at the Gataluava Ayanayaka Devalaya in Bingiriya this morning with the participation of United National Party activists. The group also smashed coconuts as part of the ritual.
We are pleading from the gods that Ranil Wickremesinghe, the leader who is destroying the United National Party, be sent home. You can hold a senior position or be the leader of the opposition, but we ask that you hand over the party leadership to a capable person, accepted by the people in the villages. We engage in these rituals in the hope that a leader who loves the nation similar to Premadasa, Jayawardena will be created. We are not seeking revenge. Our sole intention is for a good leader.
Later, the group gathered opposite the Devalaya and carried out a demonstration by setting fire to an effigy.
Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province, Dayasri Jayasekara, says it is clear as to who led the attack on a procession in Mathura.
He expressed this view at a meeting held in Abanpola, Mahava yesterday.
When people are carrying out processions saying that they have had enough, others are attacking them with clubs. This is the situation today. After attacking, they are saying that they did not even have a stick in their hands. It wasn't sticks. They brought clubs that were 500 times the size of small sticks and attacked that procession. That was what we saw. The people who apparently did not even raise a stick are the ones who have now been summoned to the police. We saw who gave leadership to this. There has been major destruction today. If this is how they are working in the opposition to rescue their leader by attacking people with clubs, if this is the era they are in, then what would happen if they came into government? No matter what committees or councils are appointed, Ranil Wickremesinghe will remain as the leader. There is no change in that. All we can say is God bless him. This event was organized to felicitate Dayasri Jayasekara following his appointment as Chief Minister of the Northwestern Province.
The Vice President of the Chinese People's Association for Peace and Disarmament, Yan Jun-ki, who is also the Vice Chairperson of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, called on President Mahinda Rajapaksa this morning at the Presidential Palace.
The President's media unit said that the Vice Chair of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress of China had commended President Rajapaksa on the achievements made by Sri Lanka under his leadership. Issuing a communique, the President's spokesperson and international media unit says that Yan Jun-ki had expressed her interest in working to further strengthen bilateral relations between Sri Lanka and China. The Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, the executive vice president of CPAPD, and several others from CPAPD were present for the meeting.
Now, the Commonwealth rally has been touring several parts of the country ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. Today's leg of the journey, incidentally, began in Dambulla and reached Mathale by this evening. The Commonwealth Rally is a joint initiative of MTV and MBC networks together with Sri Lanka Youth and the Ministry of Mass Media and Information, organised in view of the upcoming 2013 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. A ceremony marking the commencement of today's leg of the Commonwealth Rally was held in the historic city of Dambulla under the auspices of Central Province Minister Pramita Bandara Tendakon. A group including the Mayor of Dambulla, Jalia Opatha, graced the occasion. Provincial Minister Pramita Bandara Tendakon hoisted the national flag of Malta on the main float of the procession this morning.
On behalf of the people of Dambulla, we give our salutations and respects to the Citizen Media Network, which has always done something new and revolutionized media in this country. We also express our gratitude for the changes that have been initiated in the National Youth Services Council and the effort that is being taken to turn the children of poor and innocent parents in this country into important citizens.
As the procession made its way from Dambulla to Mathale, it received warm wishes of the large crowds that had gathered, including school children. A special event was organized in the town of Naula to welcome the Commonwealth Rally. Chairman of the Naula Pradeshia Sabha, Sanat Dasanayaka, then hoisted the national flag of Mauritius on the main flag staff of the float.
Is located in the Indian Ocean.
After passing the historic Alvihare in Mathale, the Commonwealth Rally arrived in the Mathale town this evening. A musical show was held at the town this evening. The rally will make its way from Mathale to Kandy tomorrow on day 15 of its journey across the island.
Nishantha Muthuhettigama assumed duties today as the new Deputy Minister for Small Export Crops Promotion.
The new Deputy Minister assumed duties at the Agrarian Services Centre in Rajamalwatta, Batramulla. General Secretary of the SLFP, Maithripala Sirisena, and Minister of Small Export Crops Promotion, Reginald Kure, were among those present for the event. What I see in this revolutionary and attractive political character is a principled political character. A talented minister, Honourable Reginald Kure, has given leadership to this ministry. We strongly believe that Nishantha Muthuhettigama is well suited to assist his leadership and further strengthen the work of this ministry. I am committed to work for the Galle district. I would also like to emphasize that I would execute all duties vested in me by the minister without any personal benefit. I will do my very best in this small ministry.
Tune in to Primetime News at 10 p.m. tonight on our sister channel, Sirsa TV, for an exclusive interview with Deputy Minister Nishantha Muthuhettigama.
In business news tonight, the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to reduce the policy rates, that is the repurchase rate and the reverse repurchase rate, by 50 basis points to 6.5% and 8.5% respectively, with immediate effect. Over the past several months, the CBSL has been following a procedure of easing monetary policy aimed at providing the necessary impetus to allow for economic growth to accelerate in the absence of demand pressures. The central bank is of the view that in keeping with the benign inflation and favourable inflation outlook environment, there is still further space to ease monetary policy in order to harness Sri Lanka's full economic potential and stimulate the economy to reach a higher growth trajectory in 2014. However, this view is not shared by all economic analysts. At the annual national conference of the Institute of Policy Studies in Colombo today, attention was drawn towards constraints on real economic growth in the country by the Deputy Director of IPS, Dr. Dushni Virakon.
If we take a look at the emerging trends in our external sector, there's nothing to suggest that anything has changed for the positive compared to the last 4 years or even 2 years ago. But it is important to recognize that a surplus on the balance of payments as a result of foreign capital borrowing does not mean that the underlying fundamentals of the economy are sound. We really need to work on getting a surplus on the current account, but that requires that certain constraints that impact the competitiveness and efficiency of the real sectors of the economy are addressed. Here, monetary policy really has no role. Monetary policy cannot address constraints in the real economy.